So I wasn't planning on making a video today, but I just had a little bit of an encounter as I was going for my daily jog, and it made me a bit furious, I must say. And I found that YouTube has become a great way for me to vent my frustrations with ignorant fucking people who don't care about anything except their nice car and their own image and their own bank account and Britney Spears haircut and Rihanna getting bitch slapped or how much money they have or and so forth. And I'm just so fed up with the sleeping masses. I'm finding myself every day just less and less sympathetic towards people in general. And I mean, I don't wish any harm on anybody. I'm a peaceful person. I'm just all about peace. But some people are just so fucking clueless that, I mean, I have to admit, sometimes, I think to myself, I won't feel the least bit bad for you when you get shipped off to a FEMA labor camp or the next time you slug down another cup full of fluoridated water, or when you, like the dumb shit that you are, go out and get yourself and your kids vaccinated for bird flu, or when you go to the grocery store and buy food filled with aspartame and high fructose corn syrup and milk injected, with cows injected with bovine growth hormone, and it just goes on and on. I don't really feel that way, but it's just, sometimes I just really get pent up about a lot of things, because we're really hitting critical mass. It's really time to fucking cut the bullshit and for people to wake up and realize what's happening. So anyway, what happened is I went for a jog. I usually jog 2 or 3 times a week, whatever. And, just recently, every day I'm getting more and more fired up about things, understandably. If anybody who's paying attention right now should be pissed off and ready to do something about it, because it's human nature, You can only be pushed so far until you start pushing back. But anyway, so I was jogging, and I figured I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone and, do a little activism while I'm getting my exercise in, Figured I'd, be efficient. So I took the liberty, I found a generic white shirt that I have, and you can see I altered it a little bit. Got the Vote Ron Paul down there. I don't know if you can see that. Vote Ron Paul 2012. Ron Paul Revolution. And then on the back, of course, we have 9/11 was inside. Oh, this is tough. Job. Yeah, you get it. You get the picture. So, I figured I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and while I was running down the street, people would see my message. And I must say, I think I jogged maybe 3 or 4 miles. And, I'd kind of stop on the side of the road, totally off the road, and kind of, stop and point to the back of my shirt. And I gotta say, probably 95% of the people that drove by me either beeped or smiled or waved or gave a thumbs up. Almost everybody that drove by when I was running gave a positive response, which actually made me pretty happy. I was stoked when I was running. I was like, man, I'm gonna run all the way to fucking Boston just to get responses from the shirt. It makes me happy to see that people out there are aware, and they might not be vocal about it, but all it takes is a little push, All it takes is to be a leader and stand up for what you believe in. and grow a backbone. And people pretty quickly will follow your lead, and it was really cool. But anyway, so I'm coming down the home stretch. I'm about to turn onto my street, and they're doing road work. There's a bunch of construction workers, and of course there's a cop getting paid way too much to stand around and direct traffic. So I'm running, I see the cop, and I'm thinking, all right. I didn't know if he was going to approach me, but I was, running by, I was going to say something. But sure enough, there he's walking up to me, approaches me, and says, whatever, can I talk to you? Sure enough, within a couple minutes, 2 more cops show up. I got harassed. I stood up for myself. I said, I know my rights. I'm not doing anything wrong here, and I'm just trying to get my way home. And so they took my information. I was clean. They let me go. Told me that if I was on the streets again, that I would get locked up, which is total bullshit. They can't lock you up for walking down the street. Apparently, what happened was somebody called the police department saying that I was in the middle of the road doing twirls and dancing, which is total bullshit. I never stepped in the road. I was on the sidewalk the whole time. So whoever it was out there, you're full of shit, and you need to fucking wake up. But I'm running short on time with my video, so I wasn't planning on making a video today. But since this happened, I came right home, and I was like, yeah, this shit's going down. So first, before I pitch my idea, I want to give the cops' names that I encountered from the Bourne Police Department. It was Officer Noyes, Officer Cox, and Officer McDougal from Bourne Police Department, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So, I'll leave the number on the sidebar and put a patch on or whatever. So you guys, if you feel so inclined to call the police department and tell them that we still have free speech in this country and we have every right to exercise it at our own discretion. So, and that all being said, the last thing I wanted to get to, this is an idea I've had kicking around for a while. I haven't gotten around to it. I wanted to start a video chain or whatever, what have you, with anybody out there who's watching this right now who thinks that 9/11 was an inside job, or even at the very least doesn't believe a certain part of the government story, even if it's just a certain part. I want you to leave a video response to this video. I want you to, maybe it could even be 10 seconds, just make a 10-second video. I think 9/11 was an inside job because, or I don't believe the government's official story on 9/11 because, and just give one reason. Just give one reason why you don't believe the bullshit story of the 9/11 Commission. It could be because the vice chairman of the 9/11 Commission himself said that there needs to be another investigation, or that Rudy Giuliani told Peter Jennings on ABC News that he knew the buildings were going to come down in advance, or maybe that no other steel structure in the history of time has ever collapsed at free fall speed, or that World Trade Center Building 7 wasn't even hit by a plane and it collapsed, apparently because of falling debris. And they actually think that we're stupid enough to believe that falling debris caused a steel structured building to collapse. So that's what your government thinks of you. They think that you are a mindless pissant, and unfortunately a lot of times they're right. So I'm running short on time, but this is everybody watching this, leave a 10-second video response. I think 9/11 was an inside job because NORAD was told to stand down, or they were running war games on the day. I'm just out of time once again, so everybody, peace, love, respect, be well.